Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So this is kind of a small series I want to put together for people who have had to pass up on large electronics and appliances on garbage day due to the size of their vehicle. I've had a number of comments from people saying that they often come across dishwashers, stoves, washers, dryers, and because of the size of their vehicle, they have had to drive right by it. So what I want to do today is just called a 3-minute challenge. See how much stuff I can actually take off of here in 3 minutes. What are the goodies off here? So at least I could get some of the items and put them into my vehicle, so I'm at least getting some scrap value. So this here is a dryer, and I do also want to address another question I had from someone, and I've included this in all of the videos for this series, is what types of tools do I often bring on garbage day with me? And I'm gonna quickly say which ones they are. Number one for me is, or number one, this all just random order. A hammer has always been good. I could easily smash something off if it's stuck. If there is a bolt or something that is corroded on there and I can't get it off. So a hammer for sure. A knife, definitely to be able to cut wires or some rubber if I have to. Easy to cut hoses with this for sure. And I also will bring a hacksaw if, for example, that you will see in a minute, for thick cords like this. Easy to get through the copper, easy to, to use, very small, but a hacksaw, as well as side cutters when we're talking about knives. Easy to cut through a hose to get those brass ends as well, and other wires that you're gonna see me pull out of here. For sure, definitely a magnet. Magnets are an awesome thing, to see if it is tin or if it's gonna be stainless steel. If it is stainless steel, which is non-magnetic or aluminum, it's worth more than tin, so I'm definitely gonna make sure that I spend a little bit of time on that. Vice grips, pliers for sure. Again, they also able to hold something or cut if I need it as well. Unfortunately, this one, however, has been heavily used, so the cutter is not great on that, but definitely be able to hold things. And as well, these two sets, this is a Elk key security set. Some items do have bolts that have what you look like a star inside of them. These, you can see if I bring them up to the camera, do have a hole inside of them to fit that. So easy to get a bolt off or a screw off that has the security screw on it. Those are meant for, to keep people out due to hazardous items or dangers. So that has definitely come in handy if I'm on the side of the road. As well as a small ratchet and screwdriver set, easy to compact, different screws and things that you're gonna find on there for sure. As well as a small pry bar. This you're gonna be able to see lifting different items quickly, easily, so I can get a little bit more leverage in there, force it off if I have to. So again, as I said, 2-minute to 3-minute challenge. See how much things I can get off of this dryer here. So again, found this on garbage day. And obviously they do, first thing you want to check, obviously if I have it here, obviously you're not going to be able to check it on curbside, but I have checked, this does not work. So I'm going to take it apart. All of your stuff like microwaves and smaller items that you can fit into your vehicle, definitely don't want to cut the cord off right away, because I have found a lot of items like that work perfectly fine, and you can either donate them or sell them for higher value than scrap value. So here we go. This dryer, found it very heavy. Glad I have a truck. Obviously, I would not be able to put this into my car. And there are different models, so I am going to tackle this one very quickly. And I will take a little bit of time when I count the clock, explaining some of the items. But first thing I definitely want to get off of here is this thick cord. These cords you're going to find on stoves and dryers like this. Beautiful copper wire in here, beautiful brass prongs in here. These brass prongs, I do actually take them out. I do have a separate video showing you how to do that, and I will include those links in the description, so if you're interested, check it out. But this, I'm definitely looking at my arsenal of weapons here, or tools if you will. And I do also have safety glasses I will put on as well, especially if I'm using a hammer at the side of the road. Don't want anything, coming off. As well, I should say with my magnet, if I'm going to remove screws, which I'm going to do here, easy way to collect the screws. Last thing I want to do is leave a mess for the person that put this stuff out. Leave screws, potentially someone step on them, or getting on the road and potentially popping a tire. But here we go, just to show you very easily how this is. Just going to cut this. The clock is started. There we go. So this is off, and a wire cord like this appliance wire at a scrapyard, you can see there is 3 coated strands of copper. There is actually 1 clean one in there, as well as an outer coating. This, as is going to be classified as 40% appliance wire, and is currently going for $1.07 a pound. This is definitely more than a pound, but this is definitely worth stripping this outer cord off. There is a really nice clean number 1 cord in here, copper, that's going for about $3.84. It goes all the way up this wire. This brass, there's about 7 ounces of yellow brass here, which is going for $2.50. And if I remove this outer coating, these 3 inner coated wires are going to be upgraded to 60% appliance wire, and is currently going for $1.87 a pound. So 80 cents more for that. Very easy to do. I just throw this into my wire stripper. And because these wires are actually thick copper, I also will strip these individual cords as well and up that to number 2 copper, because the strands are very small. Number 2 copper, because any wire that is thinner than 16 gauge is going to be classified as number 2. 16 gauge is the thickness of the lead of a pencil, so all these strands, individual strands, definitely less than that. So number 2 copper right now is going for $3.50 a pound. So this, as I said, as is, 40%, because it has the outer coating and inner coatings, definitely worth stripping this for sure. So beautiful cord, and that took me all of 30 seconds. So gonna stop talking right now. Gonna look at the back here for this part. There are different models, as I said. Some models will have a solid sheet of tin here that has screws on it. Easy to take that off, and definitely worth it because that is tin. It's going to be worth about 8 cents a pound. This one does have a different design. It has 2 top screws, so I'm actually just going to focus on those right now just to get this out. Okay. Some people will also say that they have a battery-operated drill. Some people have a battery-operated hacksaw to hit cords like that. But again, it all depends on preference. It won't take me that long to do, but just gonna start taking a couple screws off just so I can open this a little bit. Okay, and I'm gonna take as many screws off as I can. Okay, here's my magnet, works well, and screws as well are worth something at a scrapyard. Screws are gonna be, obviously because they're magnetic on this one, they're gonna be either tin or steel, depending on the size of them. This one, again, when we look at steel, steel has to be thicker than 1/4 inch to be classified as steel. Everything else, like this panel, will be tin, and that's because obviously that it is not as thick as 1/4 inch. But some of my screws definitely are going to be bigger than 1/4 inch. But I will, just for simplicity and organization, I throw them all into a giant container, and I will get tin price for all of them. They are an excellent source of tin. I often go to the scrapyard with loads of buckets, 10-pound buckets of screws. So definitely worth it for sure. But like I said, once I get all these screws out, going to be very easy to start tinkering around with things. And unfortunately for me, because of the camera, I don't want to have my derriere in your faces. So I would actually turn this upside down, but I don't need to right now because I can access these points. So again, this is where my time is taken talking to you. But I'm going to say it's only probably been, let's say, a minute here to take out these screws. And the nice thing about dryers as well, I have often found money in these. So you definitely want to shake it. One of them I actually found about $6 and change. Okay, here's a piece of tin, magnetic. There you go, it all adds up. Now this one, because the bolts are out, I'm actually just going to hit this top. There you go. Boom. There you go. Another piece of tin. And as I said, 8 cents a pound. I'm just going to turn this over for you. And as I said, some of them do have the back panel, which are easy here to get at. But you do notice right here, I have a couple more screws, but I have a lot of nice cord here. This cord I am going to get out, but I'm going to just start with my couple more screws because I want to get to this panel as well. But there's my magnet. As much tin as I can off of here. And I want to get this 40%, actually sorry, this would be 60% wire once I remove the tape off of that. And I'm going to get to that. And I also want to make sure I open it because like I said, if there is change in there, I want to dump it. I want to turn it over, see how much change I can get. Because cash is going to be worth more than scrap for sure. All right, now here we go. Going to take this cord, get as much of this cord off as I can. Okay. Reach in here. And if this was a back opened dryer, the cord that I just cut off at the start of the video would be still exposed, and there would still be a small piece of number 1 copper that you could get. Okay, and again, I am also just going quickly at this. I'm obviously, because I have this at home, I am going to be able to further strip it. But here is a control panel, and I am going to have an upcoming video on these kind of control panels. Someone asked me about these wax-filled ones. Any type of machine that does have any type of water, which actually makes me think, sorry, this is not a dryer. This is a heavy-duty washer. So there's where the water comes from. So I apologize for that. So this is a washing machine. And again, I guess for me, one of the first times I've actually seen a heavy cord like this on a washing machine. Usually they are dryers and stoves, but really nice transformer there, some really nice wire. And this wire, again, would fall under the category of 40% because it has an outer cover, and that's only just tape all the way down. So I'm gonna remove that, upgrade these wires. I have a couple circuit boards in here, a couple relay boxes. And again, I will show a video on these wax covered ones. There is also some tin here. And that's probably my 2-minute challenge, but I am also just gonna last minute look at right here, this piece, because I already have it open. This is plastic, unfortunately, but there is gonna be more circuit boards in here. There is definitely way more wire. As I said, this is gonna be your higher value wire once I remove this outer tape. Okay, and again, unfortunately, with that 2-minute or 3-minute challenge, there's not much else I can get, but I will take off this panel after because this panel does have a little bit more sheet metal, which would be tin. And again, there is going to be a motor in here. For this video, again, if I looked at this, this drum is magnetic, so it is going to be, once I take it out, tin price. If I put a magnet to it and it just slid down, it would be stainless steel. And stainless steel right now is going for about 75 to 78 cents a pound. So a great drum in there. The motor in here, as I said, I haven't seen it yet, but there are often motors that you will have that have either copper or aluminum. You do have to scratch it to see what it reveals. If you scratch it with a file and it reveals a metallic look. It's going to be aluminum windings, so I just leave it as a motor, and I will get motor price. If I scratch it and it has the copper underneath, definitely worth taking, because that copper wire is worth about $3.50 a pound because it's number 2 copper. And copper motors are one of the best places that I find copper. So definitely want to check that. And again, for those of you that have a small vehicle, you definitely can take parts of it off quickly and effectively and at least get something for your travels. Because in the scrap world, you know, sometimes you get nothing, sometimes you're rewarded with lots, and you're also racing against other scrappers and the garbage man. So definitely want you to hopefully, you know, take some of this. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, I will later take the rest of it apart. I do actually have other videos showing you how to break down a washer, a complete washer. So I will actually upload that as well in the description. Please comment down below. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.